Thank you. I'm sure we all echo your sentiments and hope for a productive day and a productive 2 days here at the Global Gateway Forum 2025. Our next speaker is His Excellency Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada.
Our host and our convener, Her Excellency, the President of the European Commission, the President of Colombia, and Chair of CELAC, the President of Angola and Chair of the African Union, the President of the Republic of South Africa, and Chair of the G20, fellow distinguished heads of state, heads of government, members of the business community, civil society, multilateral development banks. I recognize, sitting next to me, the Deputy Secretary General of the UN. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you in Brussels. I speak unscripted because coming from the Caribbean, and in particular the island of Grenada, the small island states of the Caribbean, perhaps more than any region of the world, is a region that has been forged by migration, by connectivity, and by the reality that our very existence depends on a stable, multilateral, rules-based global order. And so I want to thank the European Union for its partnership and support of Grenada and the Caribbean at a time when it is highly tempting to ignore small island developing states and their particular challenges. And the challenges take all forms and shape. The climate challenge and its ability to wipe out decades of progress and development in a matter of mere minutes. And in Grenada's case, just last year, on the 1st of July, in 45 minutes, on the 1st of July, a Category 4 hurricane destroyed 90% of the housing on one of our islands, completely destroyed the power grid and the telecommunication system, and left the citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique in untold shock that centuries, decades of toiling could be wiped out in 45 minutes. But it is the partnership of the world that allowed us to rebound. It is the support from multilateral, regional partners like the EU, like CARICOM, like China, like the Gulf states, that have allowed us 12 months later on to have rebuilt our schools, to have normalized our citizens' way of life, and to be able to be pouring on, and to be able to have me here today confident that we can share our knowledge, our grit, our resilience with our partners, so that that partnership allows us to forge a better future for humanity. And so I want us to remember, as we talk about investment and infrastructure and trade and development, the why. Who are we doing this for? So let us remember that in Africa, that 70% of the population has a mean age of 20. So it's ensuring that their future is not dictated by the temptation to pull us back to 80 years ago, to protectionism, to war, to instability, to tribalism, but to give them the opportunity to have a better life, to have the education, the tools, the skills, the peace, the stability to imagine and to create a world for themselves. And so I urge us to remember that the investment should not only be in infrastructure, but in human capacity, in education, in skills training, in the right values, so that we remember that there is no better human being because you live in the north and a lesser human being because you live in the south, or no better human being because you choose a particular political system and a lesser human being because you choose a different particular system. And that we invest in the education that is needed to build the human capacity to transform the world. So I thank our hosts for giving us this opportunity to have this conversation and to make sure that over the next 2 days, we don't just think about capital and goods, but that we think of the humanity of tomorrow. Thank you.